On a distant planet far from Earth, a city of shining towers and floating vehicles stretched as far as the eye could see. Among these towers lived the wealthy alien family of Zalera, a millionaire mother known for her beauty and influence. Her daughter Lyra was young and kind, but she had been paralyzed since birth. Every morning, Lyra watched the sunlight dance across the crystal walls of their home. Wishing she could walk like the other children outside, Zalera, her mother, prepared breakfast carefully, placing fruits and exotic alien dishes on a floating table. She always smiled, but her eyes carried worry. Lyra tried to lift her arms, move her legs, but nothing worked. She watched her reflection in the glass and whispered softly. Wishing for a miracle, her mother noticed but could do nothing to ease her sadness. One day, Zalera received a strange message. It appeared on her holoscreen without any sender. A flickering image showed a human tall, calm, and mysterious. He spoke directly to her mind. "I can help your daughter walk," he said. His voice was calm, almost hypnotic. Zalera froze, her hands trembling. "Walk?" She repeated in disbelief. Could it be true? Many had promised miracles before, but none had worked. The message said he had a special method, a way to unlock hidden abilities inside Lyra. Zalera called her advisors, but even they were confused. No human had ever come to this planet before, especially not with a claim so unbelievable. Still, something about the message felt real, and her motherly heart hoped desperately. Lyra sat by the window, unaware of the message, watching the children play outside. She smiled faintly, imagining what it would feel like to run, jump, and explore. A small wind from the open window brushed her hair, and she almost felt free. Zalera looked at her daughter and felt a sharp pain in her chest. She wanted to protect her, to give her everything. But the world had always been cruel to Lyra. Today, hope seemed possible, but also dangerous. The next day, the human arrived, stepping out of a strange ship that glowed faintly. The guards watched closely, but the human raised his hands in peace. "I come to help," he said simply. His calm voice carried a strange power that made Zalera feel both nervous and trusting. Lyra stared at him with wide eyes, sensing something unusual. His presence made the air feel alive, almost vibrating softly. She wanted to reach out, but could not move her legs. Her heart beat faster than ever before. The human knelt down, looking into Lyra's eyes. "You have power inside you," he said. "Power that no one has ever seen. I can guide it, help it grow, and help you walk." His words were simple, but filled with truth. Zalera felt a shiver run through her body. She asked him many questions. "Who are you? How can this be possible?" The human only smiled and said, "All will be clear in time. Trust is the first step." Zalera wanted to argue, but the hope in her heart grew stronger. Over the next few hours, the human observed Lyra, placing his hands near her without touching. He seemed to study her, as if reading her mind. Lyra felt a warmth spreading inside her body, a feeling she had never felt before, like tiny sparks running through her veins. Suddenly, Lyra's toes twitched slightly, and her fingers moved for the first time in years. She gasped, looking at her mother with disbelief. Zalera's eyes widened, and her hands flew to her mouth. "It's real," she whispered, tears forming. The human smiled faintly. "This is only the beginning." He said, "Much more is coming, and you must be ready." Lyra felt excitement and fear together. Something inside her was awakening, and she did not know what it would become. As the sun set, casting golden light across the room, Zalera sat beside Lyra, holding her hand. Both were silent, but the air was full of hope. The city outside seemed unchanged, but inside the mansion, everything had shifted. Something miraculous had begun that night. Lyra dreamed of walking in a vast garden, flowers and light surrounding her. She ran, jumped, and laughed. Feeling free for the first time, she woke up with a start, unsure if it was a dream or the first step toward reality. Zalera looked at her daughter sleeping peacefully, and her heart was full. She knew life would never be the same again. The human's arrival had changed everything. The shocking discovery had opened a door that could not be closed, and somewhere, unseen, shadows began to watch. Their interest in Lyra was not kind. The adventure, the danger, and the hope had all begun. The morning sun rose over the alien city, casting soft orange light across the crystal towers. Inside the mansion, Lyra sat in her wheelchair by the window, staring at the sky. Her fingers tingled with the strange energy she had felt yesterday. The memory of movement filled her with hope and fear at the same time. Zalera poured a cup of glowing liquid and handed it to the human, who had stayed the night at the mansion. "How does it work?" she asked, her voice trembling. He smiled calmly. "It is not magic. It is your daughter's hidden power," he said. "It needs guidance, patience, and trust." Lyra watched them carefully, her eyes wide. "What do you mean, hidden power?" she asked softly. The human knelt near her, keeping his gaze gentle. "Inside you is energy that no one has seen before. It is rare, and it can change everything." Zalera frowned. "Energy? That sounds dangerous," she said. The human shook his head. "It is only dangerous if uncontrolled. We will train it slowly, carefully. So it helps you walk. Lyra, you must believe in yourself." For hours, the human guided Lyra, asking her to imagine moving her legs, feeling the wind on her skin. Her body reacted slowly, first a small twitch, then a tiny lift of her foot. Her heart raced, and tears filled her eyes. She looked at her mother, who nodded with encouragement. Suddenly, a low hum filled the room, coming from the human's device. It glowed faintly, sending waves of energy toward Lyra. She gasped as her legs moved slightly on their own. "Mom, I feel it," she whispered. Her voice was full of awe and wonder. Zalera reached out and held her daughter's hand. "Be careful, Lyra," she said softly. The human stepped back, watching. "Do not worry. This is the first sign. There will be challenges, but you are strong enough." As the hours passed, the human revealed more of his methods. He used his hands and voice to guide Lyra's energy, explaining that every living being had hidden potential. Lyra's was stronger than most. "You must listen to your body and trust your mind," he said. "We will awaken it step by step outside." The city continued its normal life, but inside the mansion, a strange excitement grew. Lyra laughed for the first time in years as she felt her legs respond. She could lift them slightly. Balancing with her hands, Zalera gasped, unable to hide her joy. "This is real. She can move." The human smiled but warned. "This is only the beginning. There are risks, and others may notice her power. We must be careful." Zalera nodded, understanding the gravity of his words, the idea that someone could want to harm her daughter made her blood run cold. Lyra tried again. Imagining walking through a beautiful garden, she lifted one leg, then the other. Her body trembled. But movement came. She fell back into the wheelchair with a soft thud, giggling. I did it. A little," she said. The human encouraged her. "Yes, Lyra, feel it. Trust it. Keep practicing. Every small movement is progress. You are learning fast." Zalera watched, a mixture of pride and fear filling her heart. She had never seen her daughter so alive, so determined. Suddenly, a sound outside the mansion caught everyone's attention. The guards tensed, looking toward the sky. "What is that?" Zalera asked nervously. The human frowned. "It may be them. Someone who watches from the shadows. We cannot let anyone interrupt this process." The next hour was filled with focused training. The human guided Lyra through slow movements, using his device to amplify her energy safely. She felt sparks of power in her legs, spreading through her body. Each tiny step was a victory. a promise of what could come. By evening, Lyra could move both legs slightly. Rocking back and forth with support, Zalara held her close, whispering words of love and encouragement. You are my daughter, and you are strong. Together, we will overcome everything. The human observed quietly, knowing this was the most important day in her life. Before leaving, the human gave Zalara instructions. Keep her safe tonight. She must. Rest and absorb the energy. Tomorrow, we continue. And we will take another step forward, Zalara nodded, understanding the delicate balance of hope and danger. That night, Lyra lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Feeling her legs move subtly under the covers, the human's words echoed in her mind. Trust yourself, and you will walk, she smiled, imagining the world outside the window, a world she had never been able to explore. And somewhere, far away, hidden eyes watched the mansion, interested in Lyra's awakening power. Not all who saw her wished her well. The mysterious stranger had arrived. The training had begun, and the real journey was just starting. The next morning, the mansion was quiet, except for the soft hum of the human's device. Lyra sat in her wheelchair, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and excitement. Today would be her first real attempt to walk, and the thought made her heart pound. Zalara watched from a distance, her hands folded tightly. She felt hope and worry at the same time. Could her daughter truly walk? The human knelt beside Lyra, his calm presence steadying her. Today, we take the first big step, he said softly. Lyra took a deep breath and closed her eyes, imagining herself standing. Feeling the ground beneath her feet, slowly, she pushed. With her arms, her legs trembling, her toes brushed the floor. And she felt a small spark of energy. It ran through her legs like tiny lightning. The human guided her voice gently. Focus, Lyra. Listen to your body. Trust the energy inside you. You are stronger than you know. His hands hovered near her, not touching, but somehow she could feel his support. Giving her courage, Zalara stepped closer, holding her daughter's hands lightly. You can do it, my little one. I am here with you, she whispered. Her voice was full of love and hope. Lyra smiled faintly, feeling her mother's warmth. Her body trembled as she tried to lift her legs. Suddenly, Lyra's legs shook violently, and she fell back onto the wheelchair with a soft thud. I can't. She cried. Tears filled her eyes, and she felt disappointment weighing her down. Zalara quickly hugged her, whispering, It's okay, my love. We try again, one step at a time. The human studied her carefully, noticing the slight sparks of movement still flickering in her legs. Do not be afraid, Lyra. Every attempt matters. Even falling is progress. We are learning together. His words were calm, but powerful. Giving her courage to try again, Lyra closed her eyes and focused. Imagining the garden she had dreamed of the night before, she pictured herself running, laughing, feeling the wind on her face. Slowly, her toes moved again, then her knees. The energy inside her reacted, vibrating with life. Good. Very good, the human said softly, stepping back. Feel it. Do not resist it. Let your body guide you. Lyra's arms shook as she tried to lift herself. The wheelchair kept her safe, but she felt freedom. Even for a moment, Zalara's heart swelled with pride. She could see her daughter fighting, learning, discovering her hidden power. I am moving, Lyra exclaimed, her voice trembling, just a little, but I am moving. Tears of joy and relief ran down her face. The human nodded. Exactly, Lyra. Small movements lead to bigger ones. Patience and practice will make you stronger. Today, you took your first real step toward walking. Zalara wiped her tears, her heart full. Never had she imagined seeing her daughter like this. But then, something unexpected happened. Lyra's legs twitched violently, more than before. Sparks of energy surged uncontrolled, making her fall slightly to the side. What? What is happening? Zalara cried, her voice filled with fear. The human reacted quickly, placing his hands near Lyra to stabilize her energy. Do not panic. It is normal. Her power is awakening, stronger than we expected. She must learn to control it, or it can overwhelm her. Lyra felt a strange burning sensation, both exciting and frightening. For several tense minutes, Lyra and the human worked together, calming the energy, guiding it slowly through her legs. Finally, the sparks faded, and she could sit safely, trembling but smiling. I think I did it, she whispered, amazed at her own strength. Zalara hugged her tightly, tears falling freely. You are incredible, my little girl, today. You showed courage beyond anyone's imagination. The human stepped back, watching quietly, knowing this was only the first real challenge. As the sun set, Lyra practiced small movements repeatedly, each attempt better than the last. She could feel progress, and the hope inside her grew. The mansion was filled with warmth, joy, and a new sense of possibility, but far away. Unseen eyes watched the mansion, noting every spark of Lyra's power. Some observers smiled, others frowned. Their intentions were unknown, but danger was closing in. The first attempt had been a success, but it also marked the beginning of new challenges. And as night fell, Lyra fell asleep with a small smile, imagining herself walking through gardens and skies. The journey had begun, fragile but real. Every movement, every spark of energy was a step closer to her miracle. The morning light poured through the crystal windows, casting rainbow colors across the mansion. Lyra woke with a strange feeling. Her legs tingled in a way she had never felt before. The sparks of energy from yesterday seemed stronger. Almost alive, Zalara entered the room quietly, holding a warm drink. Good morning, my brave girl, she said softly. Her eyes were filled with hope, but also worry. The human was already standing near Lyra, his gaze calm and focused. Today, we will explore your hidden power, he said. Lyra frowned. Hidden power? What do you mean? She asked nervously. The human knelt beside her, placing a hand near her trembling legs. Your ability to move is only the start, Lyra. Inside you is energy that can do more than just help you walk. You have a rare gift that must be controlled. Carefully, Zalara gasped. More than walking, she whispered. Her heart raced at the thought. Could her daughter's power be dangerous? Lyra nodded slowly, unsure. I feel it, but it scares me, she admitted. Her fingers trembled as the energy surged through her legs. The human smiled faintly. Fear is natural. Lyra, your power is new and unknown. That is why we must train it slowly, step by step. He guided her mind, asking her to imagine lifting her arms, feeling the ground, and controlling the flow of energy. Lyra concentrated, trying to move her legs while feeling the energy within. Suddenly, her body jolted, and she lifted herself slightly without using her arms. She gasped, astonished. I lifted myself, she cried. Zalara rushed to her side, her eyes wide with wonder. It's real. She can do it, she said. Her hands shook as she touched her daughter, feeling the spark of life and energy running through her. The human nodded. Exactly, Lyra. That was your first true control. You have awakened a part of yourself no one has seen before. But there is more. We must continue carefully. He stepped back, observing her every reaction. Lyra tried again, this time focusing on small movements. Her legs lifted higher, then lower. She could feel the energy responding to her thoughts. It was as if her body was learning to listen to her mind. Zalara watched with a mixture of pride and fear. Be careful. My daughter, do not push too hard, she whispered, her voice trembling. Lyra nodded, determined. I want to try. I want to learn. Hours passed, and Lyra practiced under the human's guidance. Each movement became smoother, each spark of energy more controlled. She discovered that when she concentrated on happy thoughts, her power flowed easier. The human explained, "Your energy responds to emotion. Lyra, joy, hope, and love make it stronger. Fear and doubt weaken it. That is why your mother's presence helps you." Lyra smiled at her mother, feeling warmth and courage. Suddenly, a small glowing light appeared around Lyra's legs. Her energy manifested visibly, like tiny sparks dancing in the air. Zalara gasped, "It's beautiful. It's safe." She asked nervously. The human nodded. "It is safe if controlled, Lyra. This light is a sign that your power is awakening fully. But remember, it can grow stronger, and others may notice. That is why you must be careful outside." Lyra practiced, moving while watching the glowing sparks, feeling more confident with each attempt. She could lift herself slightly, balance carefully, and even take small steps with support. Her excitement grew, and she laughed, a sound filled with joy and wonder. Zalara hugged her daughter, tears forming in her eyes. "You are incredible. My little girl, I never imagined seeing this day," she whispered. Her heart swelled with pride and hope. The human watched quietly, his expression serious. "This is only the beginning. Lyra, your hidden power is rare, and it will bring challenges. Not everyone will be happy about it. Some may try to take advantage, or worse." Lyra shivered, sensing the truth in his words. I will be careful," she said. Determination filled her heart, along with excitement. She wanted to learn everything about her power, no matter the risk. As night fell, Lyra lay in bed, the glowing sparks still flickering faintly around her legs. She dreamed of walking through vast fields, flying lightly above the ground and feeling the wind on her face. The hidden power inside her whispered promises of freedom and adventure. But beyond the city, unseen eyes watched the mansion, their interest in Lyra growing stronger. Some smiled, some frowned, their intentions unknown. The awakening of her hidden power had attracted attention, and danger was drawing near. The morning air was tense in the mansion, shadows of worry hanging over every corner. Lyra practiced her movements carefully, feeling her hidden power responding to her thoughts. She could lift herself slightly without support, and her legs trembled. With excitement, Zalara watched closely, her heart beating fast. She had never seen her daughter so alive, so strong. But deep down, she felt a shadow of fear. Something dangerous was coming. She could feel it. The human, standing nearby, frowned. His eyes scanned the horizon outside the crystal windows. "They are watching," he said quietly. His voice was calm, but carried weight. "The rival faction knows about Lyra's power. They will try to interfere, or worse, take her." Zalara's eyes widened. "Take her? Why would anyone want my daughter?" she asked, her voice trembling. The human knelt beside Lyra, placing a hand near her leg without touching. "Because she is special. Her abilities are rare, and they could use her power for their own purposes." Lyra shivered, feeling a strange chill. I don't want them to hurt me," she whispered, her eyes filled with fear. The human placed a hand near her shoulder gently. "We will protect you, Lyra, but you must be ready. Your power must grow fast, or they will overwhelm us." Suddenly, alarms blared through the mansion, red lights flashing on the walls. Guards rushed to their positions, scanning the skies for threats. Zalara held Lyra close, whispering, "Stay calm. My daughter, we are here. You are safe." Outside, a group of shadowy figures appeared, moving swiftly toward the mansion. Their ships were sleek, black, and silent, almost invisible to the untrained eye. The human stepped forward, his eyes narrowing. "They have come sooner than I expected. he said. Lyra watched, her heart pounding. Who are they? She asked, her voice small. The human shook his head. Enemies, rivals. They want your power, Lyra, but they will not get it easily. Today, we learn what you can do under pressure. The shadowy figures approached the mansion, using cloaking devices to hide their exact positions. The human activated his device, sending waves of energy around Lyra, shielding her and enhancing her abilities. Focus, Lyra. Feel your power. Do not fear them, he instructed. Lyra closed her eyes, concentrating. The energy inside her surged, her legs trembling with controlled power. She felt a strange warmth, a connection to the human's guidance. Her arms lifted slightly, her toes brushing the ground. She was ready. The rival faction launched their first move, a swift attack aimed at the mansion's defenses. Lasers and energy blasts hit the crystal walls, making them shiver and crack. Guards returned fire, but the attackers were fast and skilled. Lyra felt fear and excitement mix inside her. The sparks of energy around her legs grew brighter. Responding to her emotions, the human guided her. Do not panic, Lyra. Let your energy flow. Let it protect you with great effort. Lyra extended her legs, sending a wave of energy toward the attackers. The force pushed their ships back slightly, surprising them. The human nodded. Good, Lyra. You see your strength. Keep it controlled, or it can be dangerous to you as well. Zalara watched in awe, unable to believe what her daughter had done. She defended us, she whispered. Tears filled her eyes. Pride and fear battling inside her. The mansion shook as the attackers tried again. More aggressive this time, Lyra's body responded instinctively, lifting slightly from her wheelchair. Sparks of energy danced around her legs, pushing away the attackers' devices. Her hidden power was awakening fully, stronger than anyone had imagined. The human smiled faintly. Yes, Lyra, this is your power, but control it, focus it, or it will overwhelm you. The rival faction retreated for now, realizing they had underestimated the young girl. Their eyes glinting with anger and curiosity. As the sun set, the mansion was quiet again, but tension remained. Zalara hugged her daughter tightly. You are incredible, my brave girl, but we must remain careful. They will not stop, she whispered. Lyra nodded. Exhausted but determined. I will get stronger. I will protect us, she said softly, her body still tingling with the energy of her first battle. The human watched silently, knowing this was only the beginning. The rival faction's move had tested Lyra, but it had also awakened something deeper inside her. And somewhere in the shadows, hidden eyes observed, noting every spark, every movement. The first real threat had arrived, and the true test of Lyra's hidden power was about to begin. The morning light was soft and warm, but inside the mansion, tension still lingered. Lyra sat on her bed, her legs trembling slightly from yesterday's attack. She felt a mix of fear and excitement. Knowing that her power was growing stronger, yet still unpredictable, Zalara entered quietly, placing a hand on Lyra's shoulder. Are you ready for today, my brave girl? She asked softly. Her eyes were filled with worry and hope. Lyra nodded, taking a deep breath. I want to try again. Mom, I want to move. I want to walk. The human stood nearby, his calm gaze focused. Today, we will push a little further. Lyra, but you must trust yourself completely. Let your energy flow freely. Do not fight it. Let it guide you. He extended his hand toward her, a silent support. Lyra closed her eyes and concentrated, imagining herself standing in a beautiful garden. Feeling the ground beneath her feet, her energy began to stir, a soft warmth spreading through her legs. She lifted herself slightly, balancing carefully. Zalares. Heart raced. You are doing it. I see it, she whispered, her hands gripping her daughter's lightly. The mansion seemed to hold its breath. waiting for what would happen next. Suddenly, Lyra's legs quivered violently, and she fell forward, her arms hitting the floor with a soft thud. I can't," she cried, tears forming in her eyes, fear and frustration mixing together. Zalara rushed to her side, holding her tightly. "It's okay, my love. You are trying. That is what matters. We will not give up," she whispered, her voice steady, but her own heart trembling. The human knelt beside Lyra, placing his hand near her trembling legs. "Do not be afraid, Lyra. This is normal. Sometimes your energy resists control. But you are learning. You are stronger than you think." Lyra took a deep breath, wiping her tears. She felt the warmth of her mother's hands and the calm presence of the human. Slowly, she tried again, focusing on the garden in her mind, imagining herself walking freely, laughing and feeling the wind on her face. This time, her legs lifted higher, her toes brushing the floor without falling. She gasped, astonished at the sensation. "Mom, I am moving," she exclaimed, her voice trembling with joy and disbelief. Zalara's eyes filled with tears. "You are amazing, Lyra. You are really moving," she said, hugging her daughter tightly, feeling both pride and relief. The human nodded quietly, his eyes serious but approving. Lyra continued to practice. Small steps at first, then larger ones, her legs shaking but steadying with each attempt. The sparks of energy around her legs glowed brighter. Responding to her focus and determination, hours passed, and Lyra's confidence grew. She could lift herself balanced carefully, and even take a few steps with support. Zalara watched, her heart full. Never had she imagined seeing her daughter like this, full of life and courage. Suddenly, a memory flashed in Lyra's mind. Fear she had buried deep. The fear of being abandoned, of never being able to walk. She hesitated, her legs freezing slightly, her heart pounding with old pain. Zalara noticed immediately, kneeling beside her. "Do not be afraid, Lyra. I am here. I will never leave you. You are not alone," she said softly, her voice steady, full of love and reassurance. With her mother's words, Lyra focused again, letting go of the fear. The energy inside her responded, stronger and steadier than before. Her legs lifted, then carried her forward slightly. A small step, but a real step. Tears of joy streamed down Zalara's face. "You did it. My little girl walked," she whispered, hugging Lyra tightly, their hearts beating together in a moment of pure happiness. The human watched silently, knowing this was a turning point. "Yes, Lyra, you have taken the first true step, not just with your legs, but with your courage. Your emotional breakthrough has unlocked more power, more than you can see right now." As evening fell, Lyra practiced small steps again, each movement more confident than the last. The mansion was filled with warmth, hope, and a quiet excitement. Zalara held her hand, whispering encouragement, while the human observed, ready to guide, but far away. Unseen eyes watched the mansion, noting Lyra's progress with interest. Some smiled, some frowned, their intentions unclear. The breakthrough had drawn attention, and danger was lurking closer than ever. Lyra fell asleep that night with a small, confident smile, dreaming of walking in the garden she had imagined. Feeling the wind on her face, tasting freedom for the first time, the emotional breakthrough had given her more than movement. It had given her hope and courage. The next morning, the mansion was quiet, yet the air felt heavy with anticipation. Lyra sat by the window, her legs moving slightly as she practiced. Sparks of energy danced around her. Brighter and steadier than before, she was stronger, but something in the human's eyes told her today would be different. Zalara entered, holding a small glowing object wrapped in a soft cloth. "What is that?" Lyra asked, her curiosity piqued. The human stepped forward, his gaze serious. "This is an artifact," he said. "It has been with my family for generations, and now it may help Lyra unlock her full power." Zalera's eyes widened. "Artifact. What does it do?" she asked, her voice trembling with a mixture of hope and fear. The human held the artifact carefully, its glow reflecting in his calm eyes. It connects with energy like Lyra's, guiding it safely and revealing hidden abilities, but it is powerful and must be handled wisely. Lyra reached toward it, her fingers brushing the soft glow. A warmth spread through her body, stronger than she had ever felt. Sparks of energy traveled from her legs to her arms, and for the first time she felt complete control. I feel it inside me," she whispered, astonished. The human nodded. "Yes, Lyra. That is the artifact responding to your energy. It recognizes your power, and in turn, it will guide and protect you. But there is more. It may also reveal secrets about your past and your strength." Zalera watched nervously. "Secrets? What do you mean?" she asked, her hands trembling. Lyra's energy flickered like tiny lightning around her legs, responding to her growing excitement. "Artifacts like this have memories," the human explained. "They can show visions, connections, and events from the past that shape the present." He placed the artifact near Lyra's feet, its glow pulsing softly. She felt a sudden rush of images in her mind, flashes of light and color, strange landscapes and faces she did not recognize. Her heart beat faster. I see things I don't understand," she whispered. The human spoke softly. "Do not be afraid, Lyra. These visions show you your potential and the forces around you. Pay attention, for they may guide you in the challenges ahead." Lyra focused, letting the energy flow, her legs lifted slightly, her arms moving instinctively to balance. Suddenly, a clear image appeared, a memory of her father. Someone she barely remembered, standing with the human in a distant city, his hand on a glowing device, a protective gesture. "That's him," Lyra whispered, recognition in her eyes. Her father's energy seemed connected to hers. Zalera gasped. "Your father?" "But he disappeared years ago," she said, her voice trembling. The human nodded. "Yes, Lyra's father and I shared a mission. We protected energies like hers from those who would misuse them. The artifact was created to guide and protect those powers, including Lyra's." Lyra's eyes widened. "So my power, it is part of something bigger?" she asked, feeling a mix of pride and fear. The human smiled faintly. "Yes, Lyra, your ability is rare, stronger than most, and it is connected to forces that some would kill to control. That is why we must train carefully." Zalera held her daughter's hands. "You are extraordinary, my little girl, but I am scared for you. The world is not safe for someone with this power," she whispered. Lyra nodded, understanding the danger. Her gaze returned to the artifact, drawn to its glow and secrets. Hours passed as Lyra and the human worked with the artifact. Her control grew, and new abilities began to emerge. She could lift herself further, her energy responding to her will. Sparks danced around her, illuminating the room with light. Suddenly, a faint sound echoed from outside. Distant but deliberate, the human froze, his expression serious. "They are close," he said. "The rival faction knows the artifact has been activated. They will come for it, and for Lyra." Lyra's heart raced. "We must be ready," she said, determination in her voice. The human nodded. "Yes. And now you understand why your power is important. The artifact has shown us your connection to the past, and it will guide you through the dangers ahead." As evening fell, the mansion glowed with the light of the artifact and Lyra's energy. The hidden power within her had grown stronger, clearer, and more controlled. Zalera hugged her daughter tightly, pride and worry mixing in her heart. But beyond the city, Unseen eyes watched, noting the artifact's glow and Lyra's progress. Some smiled, others narrowed their eyes, their intentions hidden, but their interest dangerous. The secret of the artifact had been revealed, and the next challenge was already approaching.